Water for Elephants by Sara Gruen. Okay. I'll start off. I had an open-minded question in the book about why Jacob didn't believe Joseph Mackenzie when he said that he carried water for elephants. Let's see here. On page 9, it comes up. I used to carry water for the elephants, says Mackenzie. I drop my fork and look up. He is positively dripping with self-satisfaction, just waiting for the girls to fawn over him. You did not, I say. There's a beat of silence. I beg your pardon. You did not carry water for the elephants. And then also on page 10, to support his case, he says, and he is too, carried water for elephants indeed. Do you have any idea how much an elephant drinks? So I was wondering if it was because he had like a sure fact that Joseph Mackenzie couldn't have carried water for elephants, or if he just was so headstrong and stubborn that he didn't think anyone besides him could have possibly known anything about elephants.
Well, I think that maybe it was his love for the circus that he was trying to stick up for it, and he felt that Joseph was disrespecting it.
That's a good point.
That leads to what I think the theme is. I think it's love, because throughout the story you can see every character's love for the animals, love for circus, love for each other.
Oh. That makes sense because I know there was a lot with like love triangles and everything, but I thought the theme personally was compassion because Jacob wanting to be a veterinary and then Jacob wanted to be a veterinarian and like him taking care of the animals and then him being compassionate towards Marlena when she didn't feel safe when it came to August and everything. So personally I thought it was compassion, but you bring up a good point with love.
Maybe it could be both.
Oh, that makes sense. Like intertwined, both of them. Because they're very similar.
Yeah.
Similar themes.
You can't have love without compassion.
Can't have compassion without love. Okay. Another thing I noticed about Jacob, at the end, on page 331, oh, we passed it. He says, and then I laugh. Because it's so ridiculous and so gorgeous, and it's all I can do to not melt into a fit of giggles. So what if I'm 93? So what if I'm ancient and cranky and my body's a wreck? If they're willing to accept me and my guilty conscience, why the hell shouldn't I run away with the circus? And then it brought me back to on page 11 when he's at the nursing home, when he's going back between his characters, and he's looking at himself in the mirror, and he says, give me a second. I try to brush the hairs flat with my hand and freeze at the sight of my old hand on my old head. I lean close and open my eyes very wide, trying to see beyond the sagging flesh. It's no good. Even when I look straight into my milky blue eyes, I can't find myself anymore. When did I stop being me? So I think throughout the whole novel, a lot with him being cranky and like his like differing from him being understanding of the circus, and then when he's older and he's all like the opposite of how he seemed. At the end, when he finally gets accepted back into the circus on page 331, for him it's like he actually never lost himself. He was just kind of like clogged in his thoughts and everything. And I was wondering how you felt on the time.
Indeed, Jacob.
So you agree that he never really lost himself?
Yes. It just got caught up.
Got lost in everything.
Everything that went around.
Oh, okay. Did you have anything you wanted to talk about?
I had the relationship with Rosie, and on page 227, it says, I stare in shock. I think my mouth may even be open. In the space of 2 seconds, my mind zigzagged from her unwillingness to perform, to her history with the elephant tramp, to her lemonade thievery, and back to the cabbage. Jesus Christ, I say, what? Says Greg, fondling her trunk. She understands you. Yes, so what? What do you mean, so what? I think that once they understood their animals, that their relationship and their bonds got stronger.
And that also contributes to the theme. Because August was mean to Rosie with the bullhawk and everything because he thought it was just a dumb elephant, when really no one besides the old elephant trainer took the time to understand that it only understood Polish and that it was actually a very smart elephant. I had another topic up for discussion. I don't know if you saw, I kind of saw a similarity between the old Jacob Jankowski at the nursing home and the early Rosie at the circus, because they both kind of felt they felt trapped, and the people that were trying to help them, he thought, were blaming them. Like, Rosie thought every time August took the bullhook to her that it was Jacob's fault, and he could tell that she didn't really understand why. And then at the nursing home, when the nurses are just trying to help Jacob with like what he calls fake food and lack of privacy, they're really just trying to help him for his better health. And they both feel trapped there. And on page 321, oh, it's just not fair. All those decrepit old people who won't even know what they're looking at. And here's me, trapped in this lobby. Or am I? But later down he says, but it occurs to me that I'm still in plain sight of one of the nurses if they come into the lobby. So he feels like the nurse, even though she's trying to help him, could bring him back into his captivity. And Rosie felt the same way. But also in the end, when it comes to their similarities, they both got to feel free with the circus when things started working out. Like when Marlena and Jacob took Rosie to the next circus that they went to, and then when Jacob gets taken into the circus at age 93 to run away with it. So
I don't think either of those two could be themselves without the circus.
Makes good sense.
On page 4, I kind of saw a little bit of foreshadowing there. So on page 4, of the prologue, I kind of saw some foreshadowing there. And it says, when it was gone, I saw that she picked up an iron stake. She held it loosely, resting its end on the hard dirt. She looked at me again, bemused. Then her gaze shifted to the back of his bare head. Oh, Jesus. Don't do it, don't do it. She lifted the stake high in the air and brought it down, splitting his head like a watermelon. I knew how important it was to keep her secret, and kept it I did, for the rest of my life. I knew how important it was to keep her secret, and keep it I did, for the rest of her life and then beyond. In 70 years, I have never told a blessed soul. Later on in the book, that was restated again. It's revealed that August dies, but it leaves you with a cliffhanger with who did it. Like, it doesn't tell you exactly who did it, but from that, you think it would be Marlena.
Yeah, I always thought it was Marlena because, like, I didn't know that Rosie was, like, that witted with, like, the lemonade and everything. And so, I mean, later on you can tell that it's a smart elephant, so she realizes, hey, this can kill August, and she was not a fan of August either. But without reading the rest of the story, you wouldn't know that August was rude to the elephant, or that it was a smart elephant, or that later on it actually says it was Rosie. So I agree with you. There was some good use of foreshadowing.
You wouldn't think that, just from reading the prologue, the characters were the way that they were.
So overall, I think that it was a good book. What do you think?
I like the book a lot.
I think it was very well written.
It was easy to read. It kept you interested.
I was just going to say that Sara Gruen used lots of literary devices, and the way she wrote it kept us captivated. Good discussion.
Yes.
Go team. Yes!